yoga tutorial on yoga abs. So we're basically just going to get into rectus abdominis and obliques and try and get into some abdominal work and see if we can't tighten up those bellies. Here we go. So I'm going to start out showing you a basic yoga abdominal pose. It's called Navasana or boat pose. And basically you can start sitting on your bottom, on your mat, about the middle of your mat, with your feet placed on the mat, knees bent, and your arms at your sides. And then going into boat pose, you want to really feel the muscles, they're called sitting bones, in your bottom. Really plant those, and then pressing your tailbone back into the mat. It's kind of your tripod for your seated action. So basically, what we're going to do here is just go into boat pose by lifting the feet right up off of the mat. So this would be one variation, a beginner's variation of boat pose. And you can just even hold this here. You start to lift the feet up. There's another variation, trying to keep them parallel to your mat. You can release the hands next to the legs. There's another variation. And while doing this, try and keep a nice straight flat back. That'll help with the abdominal muscles. And then straightening out the knees would be your final. Ooh, that's hard. The most advanced pose, which is really hard to do. So just trying to get to that point and trying to bring the knees toward the chest. So there's a basic abdominal. You can really feel that in the upper abdominal muscles up under the rib cage, and also in the quad muscles. So I can't think tonight. A static motion of that pose would be, let's see, basically going from boat pose and then bringing it down without releasing the head all the way to the mat or the feet, and then bringing it back up and down, up and down. It's hard. Up and down, up, and then you can hold again for like 10 breaths or whatever you feel like doing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean static, I meant dynamic. Okay, so another good abdominal pose in yoga is called dolphin pose, or let me see, dolphin plank. And I will show dolphin again in the shoulder series. So go right into it. We're going to start out with our hands kind of firmly under the shoulders and our knees underneath the hips. And then we're going to come right down onto our elbows. And dolphin pose is hands clasped together, like so, pressing the elbows into the mat, curling the toes under, and pressing the buttocks straight up into the air, and pressing the calves back. Now, we're going to bring, this is dolphin pose, we're going to bring it into dolphin plank, which is basically just shifting the weight forward, bending the shoulders, coming our faces right over that clasped hand. You can stare straight out ahead, look down at your hands, either way. And that one you're definitely going to feel in the abs. The other thing you can do is a forearm plank, and that's just leaving the hands, instead of crossing them together, clasping them together, you can leave the hands flat on the mat like so, and just hold like that. But I actually think it's more of a challenge to clasp the hands together like in dolphin. And so just hold that for as long as you can. And you can work up to 5 breaths, 10 breaths, however long you want to. A dynamic action, let's just go straight into the forearm plank. And what you can do is you can twist, 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 twist. That works those obliques. Alrighty. Trying to think of some more. Okay, I know. I'm not really sure what this one is called, but I almost call it like a dynamic waterfall. It's waterfall or legs up the wall pose. We're going to start seated in Dandasana, I think, four-legged staff pose. And that's just legs out in front of you, feet flexed, toes pointing back toward you. And then we're going to roll slowly down onto our backs, one vertebrae at a time. And then you're just going to place the thumbs. You're going to put your hands like this underneath your bottom, placing the thumbs underneath your bottom for stability. Place the shoulder blades flat on the back. We're going to lift the legs straight up into the air. Excuse me. And then lower down slowly, slowly, slowly. And not dropping the feet all the way to the mat. So holding here for a few counts. And then lifting it slowly, slowly. Always slowly and controlled. And then lower, slow and controlled. And then you can even add variations to this. You can stop at certain points and hold. That'll work different areas of the abs. You can try a twist and work the obliques. So moving the toes pointing towards the left shoulder, bringing that back down, slow and controlled. Bring the toes pointing to the right shoulder, and bring that back down, slow and controlled. You can even lift the legs straight up into the air, open the legs wide, table on my way, but slowly bringing that down. That'll work another area of the abdominal muscles. Again, holding off the ground, lifting slow and controlled. Bring the legs together, lowering, and then you can lower all the way down. I know there are other, I'll show you the bicycle. I think that's more Pilates, but placing the hands behind the head, just enough so that your hands are kind of out of the way. We're going to lift the knees off the ground and lift the shoulders off the ground. And basically all you're going to do is switch kick. So right elbow comes to left knee, and then switch, left elbow comes to the right knee as the left leg kicks out. And just bicycle the legs out like so. And that one really works into those mid-abdominal muscles. So just go. As much as you can. You can count for a certain number, or just until you poop out, whatever works. So, all right, if I think of something else, I'll add it to another tutorial. So that was your yoga abs for this week. Thanks for watching. Bye.